Good evening, everyone. We are live, and this is episode 235 of Double Feature Horror Show. Starting off solo, we got a few tech issues that are keeping things nice and entertaining. Keeps it lively. I mean, wouldn't it just be boring if everything worked straight away? You wouldn't want that. No, we love a hitch here. But anyway, we'll be covering tonight The Night House. It's leading us into something of an unintended arc for June. We are going to be focusing on member requests, partly because of, well, you may have noticed I was away for a couple of weeks. Yes, things got super busy, and then I got super absent, folks. I had to be all the way over in Blackpool, keeping it traditional and real, and my goodness. Talk about the ashes. There's upsides. There are upsides, I assure you. There's a lot of cheeky charm and lots to love in Blackpool, but also, Christ alive. If you've been, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, luckily, I've been going to Swindon recently, so I'm well prepared for a healthy level of desolation. Anyway, before TCG gets here, sadly, we do not have Murgoot tonight. We're waiting on TCG, but having a bit of tech fun. I'll give us a little bit of a kickoff. I think I said a bit of a delay. We missed 2 weeks, I'm sure you noticed. And so this was being bunged on to the end of last month as a sort of cheeky tribute, basically. And also because member requests, you guys tend to ask for nice stuff. This is not always the case, but, generally, I feel there's an earned trust between us all. So that's what I'm going to end up doing for the rest of June. We'll have 2 more member requests. So you know what? If you remember, this is a fine time to request. There is certainly one that I have got in mind, but we'll see how we go. And how do you become a channel member? How do you get to put your request in? I hear, you ask. Well, simply you join the channel as a member either here or on Subscribestar, where you'll then get access to exclusive content, the right to vote for the arc of the month, and to make a request for a film of your choice to be covered. Not many members take me up on that. Sort of the newer members, you guys have slipped. You've got a freebie in your pocket you could just reach for. It's only been abused a few times. But, that's something I like to do for you. So there you go. Yes, join as a member either here or on Subscribestar. Or if you want to help the channel another way, you can, of course, send a super chat, as Lawrence has. Very much appreciated. Lawrence got in ahead of the Antipodean menace this time. I'll read that in a second. Just say if you're enjoying the current cost of living crisis, then you want to support the stream another way, I totally understand. Just give us a like, give us a comment about how much you enjoy this. Maybe tip off a friend who is into horror movies and wants more substantial analysis and doesn't mind the fact that we might talk about anything other than the topic of the film for about an hour. I think EFAP's sort of immunized. Yes, immunized people to that. So when TCG and I talk about Dave Benson Phillips for 30 minutes, or compare the Appleton sisters, I think everyone's sort of mostly okay with it. Very few rage quits. Anyway, I won't belabor the point. So likes, all that stuff, all that algo-friendly stuff is much appreciated. Now, on to Super Chats. Lawrence has kicked us off beating the Antipodean menace, who's very helpfully done screen caps. And I said, will PH postpone the stream again? Well, you've got your answer. Will Lawrence beat the Aussie menace? You've got your answer. Will Joe like the film? Waiting to see. Joe is a hard-to-please customer, but an incredibly detail-orientated analyst. He catches things, especially in the naming of things. The guy will give you etymology links that you never see coming. We'll have to see if he actually likes Lighthouse. I feel there's plenty of stuff for him to munch on. Tune into this week's Double Feature Horror Show to find out. You have. And if you are one of the fabulous people tuning in on the replay, you are very much appreciated. And welcome to do super thanks, likes, and comments. Those are all very welcome. Let's see. I got distracted by a comment that mentioned horror. Sorry, Hammer Horror. Hello, John Goris. Good to see you. In fact, good to see all the regular people on the stream. John saying he tried to watch an evolution of horror stream. I do not know that channel. On the Carry On Hammer overlap. Man, such weak libtard sauce they are. Lots of subs though, go figure. Such is the way. Such is the way. You know, I won't bemoan again, but there are certain things I see that the big horror channels do is you know, your 8-minute Wikipedia summary with your tats out. Unfortunately, I don't go for either of those things. But what can you do? Tell you if you want someone else who's pretty darn good. Thomas Thorogood. Thomas Thorogood is doing some good analysis. I like him. Him and the Barking Years. You got some good analysis, some good detail in those guys. They are doing good work. They will go for about half an hour on a video. They're very concise, good analytical videos. Thomas Thorogood is doing slop thumbnails, but what can you do? He's a compelling guy, and he's got his 100k, so he is very much deserving that. Yes, thoroughly good analysis. You know, we did have an exchange. I did impress him in his video on 28 Weeks Later. He had said that the gouging out of Alice's eyes by Don was just excessive, and I was like, no. Remember, thematically, there's a point to this. Yeah, Don's whole thing is that he was witnessed betraying his wife, so gouging the eyes out is erasing that witnessing. See, there's a symbol to it. And he was appreciative of this. See, that's the level I work at, symbol. Now, this week's film has given me a heck of a lot to work with because this is beautifully symbolic. As such, I will be seeking ridiculously high scores for this. Not ridiculous. I would like about a 10 for this. Yes. Yes, John Graham, yeah. He does the slop titles and he does the slop thumbnails. He gives them the red circles on it and the arrows, bless him. But hey, it's paying off for him. The actual content is golden. Even AA tried the slop. We can forgive him. That's a reference to his latest video on Smile. I intend to watch this. Did he pick up on the same thing that I picked up on? That is in my commentary for Smile and the long discussion on Smile too. You know, let's see if he did it. I want to check that out. Anyway, yes, Night House. As I said, I want high scores for this. I would love to see something in the region of a 10 for this film, but you know, I'm not going to push you. We started off, Lakew's given us a 9, which I think is a good start. Why are we saying that? Because this film is not perfect, but it is full of what I love. An extremely strong central performance, quite a lot of originality, and most of all, good detail and good symbolism. I confess, contrary to the critical drinker, I will be extremely forgiving of a film if it gets a tiny bit sloppy, but there's a good idea underneath. I forgive a little bit of slop if there's an ambitious message. This does not apply to Jordan Peele, who dynamites his plots and internal logic in order to get his message across. But never mind. And I may even have a stream coming up about a horror filmmaker with an unfortunate similar problem that I think I will call the heresy stream, because there is there's a guy who's put out some films that are getting a heck of a lot of love, but I am very sad to say they have the same Jordan Peele problem. I feel it's worth a little stream to examine it. There we go. Now, folks, I think I don't know if TCG is going to make it. It's clearly having a ton of tech problems, and I'm struggling to check. So I think we're just going to proceed. This will be probably a brusque solo stream, potentially with a TCG cameo later in the day. We'd certainly like to see it. Let's go over it for people who are here or on the replay, didn't watch the film, but want to be able to follow this discussion. What is this about? The Night House is from... Ooh, I was about to sort of rate their quality, and that's a little bit tricky. I don't want to do them down, but I'm going to say people with a mixed output. Not terrible, not great, mixed. Generally working in an area that is not a great interest to me. What am I talking about? The VHS sphere. The VHS sphere is... It's like a mid-vortex. Everything in that comes out pretty wonky, I'm going to say. Yeah, pretty wonky. For instance, Team Silence, who produced the new Scream films, they came out of that sphere. You know, they produced one good Scream movie, and then Ready or Not, decent fun, but a little bit shaky. Decent fun. And then Scream 6 and the story for Scream 7. Big Now, The Night House comes from David Bruckner. He's directing it. That's a little more promising. He has got kind of an interesting backstory that I think is a bit more promising, because when I looked at what he had done, the film immediately before this was The Ritual. The Ritual from 2017 we're a big fan of. Kind of folk horror. We nearly covered it in the neo-folk horror arc, but didn't quite go for it. And previously, he'd done Siren and the Amateur Night segment of VHS, the original 2012 one. That is about the only part of VHS I've ever liked. It was a really strong segment that got extended into a full film that I haven't actually seen in full, but I'm intending to. That I thought that was the strongest segment of it. It's a good sign. The writers are Ben Collins and Luke Petrowski, who were behind Amateur Night and Siren, but somewhat off-puttingly, yeah. Ugh. I hear you, Samson. I hear you. Somewhat off-puttingly, they did the Hellraiser remake from 2022, which I don't know how many people saw, but I do my best, but I cannot speak well of it. It wasn't terrible, but it just really felt off. And Samson, yeah, I feel like I should take down my Scream 7 stream, because I've gone back and forth on it, and I was way too generous to that film. I was really trying to defend it, but I think a little further thought. I can't do it, man. I can't stand up for it. Oof. Never mind. But I have, I filmed a video about Scream 7, a sort of shorter, like 10-minute take on some hidden messaging in that. And unfortunately, the lighting is ballsed up and the mic was ballsed up. So I think I'm just going to do a quick record of that, but you should get that soon. But I'm trying to redeem it, but something is just telling me, do not redeem. Anyway, tasteful thickness, yes. Modern Hellraiser felt uninspired. It just felt a little off, didn't it? It did not feel anything like the original story, and had an extremely unlikable protagonist. Thumbnail. I was wrong about Scream 7. Yeah, let me do the big circle on there. Samson, I should break the habit of a lifetime. I should do like the big face thumbnails, just like me. You can't. I haven't got my camera on today, but you see me. I would just be there like frowny face, or hanging my head in shame. I could do that. All right. Anyway, I won't get distracted about Scream 7 because I can go on forever. Right. So, this didn't come from a terrible place, but it didn't come from a super promising team. So, the fact that do the soy jack face. I'm terrible for soy jacking unintentionally. I tell you, 10 years of being vegan, it's just it hits you. You can't get rid of it. No matter how many steaks, you just find yourself soy jacking. So many pictures of me with my daughter, I'm just like massively soy jacking away. It's terrible. All right. So I wasn't sure what to feel, but this was recommended strongly. Lawrence, I believe this was your recommendation. I believe it. Correct me if I was wrong. I think you were the guy pushing the Night House, and my goodness, I'm chuffed that you did. This was wonderful. This was absolutely wonderful. I've got a little theory that the only reason we got it was because of Hereditary, right? I've got a feeling that when Ari Aster's Hereditary came out in 2018, made a ridiculous amount of money for A24, like one of the biggest like horror hits in years, both commercially and critically. You know, getting the two of those at once, something about that probably made big studios say, "What's that? You've got a story about a woman in an isolated house who's lost a family member, and she's finding sort of weird occult trinkets about the place and doubting her sanity. And she's kind of spiraling. Take our money. Take our money." I'm of course being kind of facetious there, but I'm not saying in any way that this ripped off Hereditary. It absolutely didn't. But I think those little similarities will be enough for a studio to say, actually, we can greenlight something slower, more thoughtful, more abstract and challenging. That's going to work for people. Let's see. Dr. Prepper, Men. Oh, the 2022? Bloomin' loved it. If you haven't seen it, I have a stream on Men. I unpacked the hidden meaning. Are you saying that that plot could describe men? A little bit. Maybe they snuck that in as well. I don't know. Tasteful thickness. Hereditary was a huge blunder. Interesting. I know. I like the way it. I like the way it played both sides on it. I've only seen it the once, so I would love to rewatch that. Anyway, basically, I feel Hereditary opened the wallets of studios to something a bit more quieter, a bit more mature, a bit more character driven. You've been looking at a really boring title for a long time, guys. Let's get you something a bit nicer to look at. What can we look at? How about some of the symbolism dropped within before the title even starts? Look at this. I'm going to give you that rundown. I'm going to give you that very quick rundown. The back of the VHS. See, this all falls apart if I don't have TCG here. The back of the VHS. What happens in this movie? Very simply, elegantly told. Beth has just lost her husband. This film is not big on exposition. She is a teacher who has lost her husband, and she is kind of spiraling. She is drinking heavily and torn between totally expunging him from her life and just burning it all down and dropping everything, and the total opposite of clinging obsessively to the remnants of him. There is a really beautiful thing running through this about the kind of the way that digital trails follow us, like this unintended life we have through that's digitized and kept forever, and that someone can have this totally parallel digital existence that you just don't know about, but it exists out there. And she is able to follow that trail and sort of get this whole other side of the husband that she thought she knew over the course of this movie. It's an interesting thread that's been pulled on by quite a few movies. I think something that comes to my mind, I might get the name wrong. I might be racist and get the Asian actor wrong. I think it was John Cho in Megan is Missing, which is a movie where he basically follows little digital breadcrumbs to unpack where his daughter's gone. I've seen it trashed, but I had a very good time. I also have just seen arriving in the backstage, in the back rooms of StreamYard, a certain crime guy. I'm giving him enough warning. He's seen what's going on. I'm going to let him in. Hello, me old chum. Oh, is it struggling?
There we are. Hello, I'm in now. Hello. Sorry about that.
You're all right.
Yeah, I found the culprit. It was this
yeah?
little fecking wire here that was plugged into that because I thought I'd give it. I thought I'd let it charge, and apparently that's too much. It sent the computer going into a spiral. So apologies for that, but I'm here now.
No worries. It's good to have you, man.
I thought, oh my god, man! I've just shelled out on a new camera for when we go away, and I'm actually trying it out tonight as a webcam. And I had all these plans to make these little videos for the family because we've got these like little breaks coming up. And I thought, oh my god, I'm not gonna have a bloody PC to work on, and I'm doing all these streams as well. No,
hang on. I'm gonna wait. What happens if I do this? Hey, there we go.
There we are.
There we go. Give people a break from the screen caps for a bit. It looks.
Oh yeah.
I want people to appreciate the Red Dwarf shirt as well.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you can see Spaghetti Redemption now in all its glory. The FPS is a little bit messed up because I've blurred the background. But yeah.
No worries. We can manage it. Tell you what, I was just doing the I need to say back of the fag packet. Americans, no, not in your sense. Back of the VHS for it. I will quickly finish that, and then shall we just derail immediately and talk backrooms?
Oh my god, yeah. Hell yeah. Did you go? Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't. People have been asking. They've been saying this would suit the commentary.
100%. 100%. There are themes, horror show. There are themes.
I love a theme.
Oh yeah. No, it was actually my son recommended it to me because he actually went and saw it with some of his mates a couple of weeks back, and I recently got a 3-month unlimited pass for my local cinema, and so he was like, Dad,
wow,
what do you think? And I was like, okay, well, I went and saw it. I've already seen Masters of the Universe. I might as well take advantage. And
absolutely,
and go and see this. And yeah, I won't spoil anything because I appreciate that you haven't seen it, and I've already seen John Gorris say no spoilers. But what I can say is I cannot believe a bloody 20-year-old directed that film. It is so good. It's so good.
That is promising.
Highly recommend it. Yeah, 100% recommend. And I look forward to when you go and see it, because then we can have a proper discussion. But yes, there are themes. And as someone who isn't really well versed in the backrooms lore, it's kind of a good. It feels like quite a good little entry point, because my boy was saying like there's all these different kind of like almost like universes, if you will, like the BCU, the backroom cinematic universe.
Oh gosh.
And there's all these different versions, but my boy was like, nope, Dad, it is just core. This is this person's interpretation of the backrooms, so you don't have to worry about like knowing everything. And yeah, paid off. In fact, the dude, one of the actors in the film, he's the main character. Is it John? What's his name? Duplice. He's in the Creep films, the Creep like the tape films, Creep tapes.
Yeah. I don't know.
He have you if you've seen
I've
Creep?
seen Creep. I love
Yeah, so
Creep's great.
he plays a minor role in the film, and
Mm.
this isn't anything to do with the film, but he was saying that when he was cast for it, he was under the impression that he'd be giving some sort of directorial tutelage to this young lad, you know, because obviously he's got a bit of a background experience in directing and whatnot. So he thought he was there to just share his knowledge and pass on some past advice. And he was like, but the second I got there, I took one look, and he was like, this kid knew exactly what he was doing. He was like, I'd never seen a 19-year-old so well prepared, so understanding of the project. And he was like, I did not have to say a single thing. This boy had it on lock. So, and it shows. It really does show. So yeah, John, go and watch it sooner rather than later, because I'm sure we'll be talking about it soon. And the sets as well. The sets are great. Like, really, really good sets. Like, and it's very sort of true to the back rooms, if you will.
I figured like the set building would be something where it could excel, just creating these just uncanny spaces.
Oh my god, my boy was my boy was like, you know, what was your favorite bit? Like, what bit got you, like, freaked you out the most? Again, I don't really want to say too much, but there was one bit in the film where it's going through certain rooms, and each time it goes through the room, for me, it was just more and more unsettling. Like, you'll understand when you go and see it. And but yeah, for me, that was like, he was like, oh really? Mine was this bit, when this bit happened, like sort of more sort of, you know, scary bit. But for me, it was just like, nah, man, this is unsettling, because once you sort of capture the theme, once you know what the theme is, it's kind of like, oh my lord, that, like, this is really bad, like really unsettling. And he did ask me, like, at the end, so what were the back rooms? And I said it to him, and he was like, oh, thank God. He was like, because it took me 15 minutes to explain it to my mate. He had no idea.
All right, I'm excited and intrigued. I want to see it. I want to see it.
I'm gonna go see Obsession. Evil Dead Rising as well is within my 3-month window, so I'm definitely gonna go and see that.
Nice.
There's another film as well, I think, called The Edge of Oak Street or something like that, or The End of Oak Street. It's a Spielberg film. Kind of want to see that. It's got Ewan McGregor, Anne Hathaway.
I mean, you got an unlimited. You gotta binge that, bud. And you got hit Masters of the Universe up again, because it's apparently not doing that well. And unfortunately,
I heard,
you know.
Yeah, I heard, because I actually watched Drinker's video after I'd seen the film, and he sort of hit a lot of the same notes that I got from it. Runtime was probably could have been cut down a little bit. Took a little while to get going. Some of the jokes, I think, were a bit misplaced. Like, they didn't need to be there. It was very sort of Marvel-esque, but a proper nostalgia trip. You can tell the people making it respected the original source material, and not like there's much that needs respecting, given the fact that it's a TV show that was made to sell toys. It's not that deep, but they respected it nonetheless.
A huge difference. If they want your nostalgia, you want to know that they've got a bit of love for the thing, like 100%. The old Mortal Kombat movies. They've got a bit of love for it. It makes all the difference.
Absolutely. Yeah. They definitely respected the source material. Some people are saying that, you know, it's got woke in it, and it has, but in a mocking way. And it is a classic hero's journey movie. And I think people are jumping the gun a little bit on it. If personally speaking, I mean, you can see it, but if you sort of look layers a little bit deeper, you understand why a certain character acts a certain way. And there's no like hatred. Like, you know very much that, you know, He-Man is the main character in this film. He is the hero. Skeletor is the villain. There's no like, you know, Skeletor isn't Thanos in that, you know, he has a noble quest, but, you know, in his mind, it's a noble quest. It's nothing like that.
Every time they do that, I'm the villain, but actually, am I the good guy? They've got one thing they go to, which is utilitarianism. It's like, you know, it's it's Thanos, it's Ozymandias. It's always utilitarianism. They never have anything else. Arr!
Yeah. I mean, it
Anyway.
can't get more obvious that Skeletor's the villain when he literally says, "I'm the villain," and that really surprised me. But that genuinely surprised me, because you would think, you know, I kind of walk into these films or like these stories, and you think that everybody thinks that they're the good guy in their own story. Like there is some justification. So Thanos is a good example of that. You know, he's the bad guy of the film. But when you look at it from his perspective, you can kind of understand why he's doing things, because he doesn't want what happened to happen again, but it's just the way he's going about it is very questionable. You know, why half the universe when you can double the resource, or whatever, you know, when you've got the power of the universe anyway. But Skeletor just outright is like, nah, I'm a bad guy.
He enjoys
And
it.
what?
He's having great fun.
Yeah,
I like it. I think that's a ringing endorsement. And yes, all going well. I will get Little Horror Show looked after and take a nice little date night trip to the back rooms.
Oh yeah, just make sure you come back.
Yeah. Be an easy sell. Come on, honey. It's got that guy from Kinky Boots. You'll love it. Weirdly fun film. Anyway, we move on. Anyway, right, brilliant. So, The Night House. We're just doing quick back of the fag packet. I can't stop saying it. The quick back of the VHS plot summary. Really simple. Woman loses her husband. It's wrecking her. She's starting drinking. She wants to chuck all her stuff out, but at the same time, she's obsessed and she can't leave that digital trail alone. And I think that's a great thing, because there's this digital trail we're all leaving, and where people have this whole separate life. And she is just finding weird stuff around, weird stuff. So what, I'll take us on to, how do I do this for you? This for you. That's the one I want.
There we go.
You know, they're set up nice and early. Look at this duality from the start. There's a color version. There's a black and white version. And what's this little thing here on the wall? And we see something like that right in one of the very first frames of the movie. We will see them many times again. What's this? More symbolism? You bloomin' love it. In the aftermath of the way, and you aren't told it's just been her funeral. It's all implied, and you can just pick it up super easy because this is well directed. Look at this. Look at the symmetry of the sinks and the door, the care drawer mark in the background, just on the bedstead. But look, one half neat, one half chaotic. Is this some symbolism we're getting to?
Okay. I didn't spot that, admittedly.
Oh, I've only done the one viewing, but I'm
Same. Same.
Great.
I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't that I didn't get a second watching, given the fact that we had extra time to complete this, to watch this again. I just spent my time down the cinema and playing Metal Gear Solid.
Entirely forgivable. What's this on the pillow? What? More care drawer?
Oh my god,
goodness, guys! Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. We I love this great shot. She comes in. She's been given the lasagna to like. There you go. There's your care lasagna. There's the bereavement lasagna, and she just puts it in the bin.
Yeah.
Our great supporter and I haven't got it. Our great supporter and assistant, Distant Night, the Antipodean Menace, actually caught that. Later on, when she's boozing, she's picked the lasagna out of the bin and is eating it.
Yeah.
It's such a great catch.
Yeah.
But as she is struggling with the loss of her husband, Owen, things start to get weird. She starts to have weird dreams. We look like we're getting a typical haunting film, but it's not a typical haunting. We're seeing weird sights. It's not like you see a ghost, but you see the absence of something.
It's like a silhouette, like a shadow, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not there. It's what's not there. We are not gonna, we aren't gonna tickle your balls on this one, guys. The symbolism is fantastic. The problem isn't a presence; it's an absence. She's lost her husband, so what's haunting her is a void, an absence in her life, and so the threat that's coming from her is literally an absence. It's fantastic symbolism, that a great bit of theme, all going under this. There is more of a mystery with a husband, but just that theme is expressed so beautifully in the design of the film. Love it.
Yeah, my only issue with this was that after the husband died, whatever it was, well, we know what it was. I'm assuming we won't go into it just yet, but whatever it was that was after her could have just gone for her anyway. I don't know why you had to manipulate the old the old man to do it. Why don't you just go for it yourself? You have no problem now. Why aren't we? Why not go and speak to the neighbor? Why not ask the neighbor to chip in?
Yeah, you are highlighting one of the things that, look, I'm not putting this at an 11. I'm not demanding 11 burgers. I'm not demanding a 12 burgers. It's
Well, there's no Tony Todd in it for a start.
Yeah, exactly.
So you ain't getting 12.
Listen, you racists, that is not Tony Todd. I'm sick of you disrespecting. So no, instantly we're down to an
Timu Todd.
11 at
Timu
most.
Todd.
Timu Todd. I don't know if you recognize. We did talk about this in the Discord chats, and I shamed myself. But for the benefit of chat here, do you remember why I got really excited about this actor?
I can't remember, but he does look very familiar.
Don't worry, that is Vondi Curtis Hall, who, if you are like me, you will know and love from Ally McBeal. Isn't it great?
That's right. Yes, of
Ally
course,
McBeal moment.
God, I never watched Ally McBeal.
Oh, that was formative on me. Chat, don't analyze that too deeply.
Analyze it deeply, very deeply. Go as deep as you can with that analysis.
Oh gosh. Yeah, good to see him. Good to see him. Fond memories. He's good fun in this, and it's nice. He's one of those guys. It's nice to see, like Chiwetel Ejiofor. It's nice to see him. So yeah, we can't have an 11. We can't have a 10, a 12. No, Tony Todd. We could go for an 11, but I think you're right, TCG. There's a few elements where it gets a little bit sloppy if you start to think what's going on.
Yeah, it's slightly convoluted. I mean, I can forgive it. And you can almost rationalize it to a point, but it's just I don't understand why he didn't just why this thing didn't just go for her immediately. I mean, given the fact that he is there or it's there purely for her, it just seems a bit weird that it would be like, yeah, I mean, I could just like do everything that I'm doing to this guy to her directly, but nah, we'll take out the dude. We'll take out the dude first. Or we'll try and convince the dude first. Epic Lawrence crash out incoming. Let's go. Yeah, we once we start thinking about the Demon's plan, I mean, I'll put this out there. I am extremely happy. I am extremely happy if your entity is an evil demon, that the answer to why they don't just act logically is because they want to screw with the person. They want to toy with them. They're extremely confident that, they're an internal entity. They're extremely confident that they can just screw with someone. So think of the Lamia in Drag Me to Hell, or the Deadites in Evil Dead. Why did they not just kill people immediately? Because they want to hurt them, because they want to be evil. And this guy, I think I struggle to put it in exactly the same camp as those. Yeah, I don't. I just see this as an entity with separation issues. That's it.
Yeah.
The whole point is just to get her back.
Exactly. I mean,
But
do you want to tell people about that element actually?
oh,
And
we
sorry, thank you, Paul. I'm glad you like them. We like to go a little deep on this one. We give you more than the 20 minutes, even if it takes us
even if it takes me 20
25
minutes to
minutes
get
to
into the
start.
bloody stream.
1 hour in the
Uh,
case of Goosebumps.
so yeah, I'm pretty sure we didn't. I'm pretty sure we still haven't talked about that yet, even though we did a whole stream. Yeah. So you're happy for me just to go straight into it now?
Yeah, rock on. Tell
Okay.
us about this
So
element of it.
so this element is quite literally nothing. It is nothing, which is why I love
Mm.
this letter that you've got up on stage. I mean, on screen now. It's layers. Layers is the theme of tonight's stream. It
3
it
interpretations of
yeah.
this. I
It's
bloody
so
love
good.
it.
It's so good. So when I forget her name in the film again, I say it's a couple of
Beth.
weeks. Beth, thank you. So when Beth was a teenager, she was in a car accident or something like that,
Mhm.
and she was technically dead for a certain for a few minutes or whatever it was, and basically was brought into Nothing's world, but then was
Mm.
dragged out. And Nothing was like, hang on, I didn't get a chance to clap them pulseless cheeks. So Nothing was after Beth for, well, presumably, or was presumably tracking down Beth for a number of years until Nothing found Beth. But wait a minute, she's a married woman now.
I
So
love that phrasing. He was on the poltergeist.
the poltergeist, yeah. So yeah, so Nothing is like, hey, look, you know what? I've seen the Amityville Horror. I know what Ronald DeFeo tried to claim. Let me try and pull that stunt with this dude. But apparently, the husband was a bit more resistant to the idea of
Mm.
of ending his wife and reintroducing her to her ex. So that hacked off Nothing. But then Nothing. Sorry, but then the husband basically tricked Nothing for a number of years until it got too much for him. And so he ended up taking his own life, presumably
Mm.
thinking that whatever it was that was after Beth would no longer pursue her now that he's out the picture.
Mm.
But he was wrong.
I was unsure what he thought. I was debating this with waifu. What was Owen thinking? Like, what was his idea behind it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing, because there's a lot of unanswered questions with regards to, is it Owen, did you say?
Owen. I think
Owen,
it's
yeah.
Owen.
We'll go with it. We'll go with it.
We'll go
Who
with
cares
Owen.
about names,
We're
right?
going with Owen.
Yeah.
It was Owen.
Yeah. But you know, obviously racked with guilt because the way that he had to trick Nothing was to essentially build an entire house on the other side of a lake or on the other side of the woods that was
Mm.
almost like a replica of their home that he had built. He studied like ancient sort of Welsh sorcery, if you will, almost like a Necronomicon style thing. But yeah, the house that he built was basically like a maze. It was full of totems and things like that. But yeah, he would take these women that looked like his wife back to these houses, back to the fake house
Mm.
and their lives, and essentially use that to buy time for his wife while Nothing is essentially stun locked and confused.
Mm. Yes. So it hurts itself in its own confusion.
Yes, that's it. Yes.
Yes, that's it. That's what he's trying to do. I think why we were torn if he offs himself because he thinks he will do, and like he's finally sated it, or if he just. I lean more to he just couldn't take it anymore,
I think, yeah, that was
and
me.
he trusted her to get over it.
Yeah, I think it was a mixture of yeah, probably guilt, because again, you know, this is a man who was again, you know, talk about like again sort of anti-villain
Mm.
esque behavior. You know, you find out that this dude is essentially a serial killer.
Oh yeah.
But the reason why he's doing it is essentially to protect his wife. That it's questionable as to whether it's right, like, the right thing to do, but again, you can understand the logic. He is the Thanos of this story. I
Ooh.
don't agree with your methods, but I understand why you're doing it. But so I think it's a mixture of the guilt associated with that, coupled with the fact that he probably couldn't continue, so that he couldn't continue doing that anymore. And then maybe he genuinely believed, because he was the one being targeted, that if he took himself out of the picture, she would by proxy be safe. Maybe because he was good enough maybe because he believed he was good enough, or maybe nothing sort of wised up to it and convinced him to off himself, saying, yeah, you'll do, mate. You'll do. All right. Okay, cool. You're safe. Who tricked who now, bitch?
Yeah, I guess because we're so much in Beth's head, we cannot know for certain. And that makes it quite interesting. I kept coming back to this note, which I think we're meant to. We see it so many times, and the triple meaning of it. We're hit initially with it as just it's the last note he writes her before he goes in a boat and shoots himself in the head. You know, simple reading. You're right. There's nothing. There's nothing after you. You're safe now, so you're okay. And then you come back and you're like, you were right. There is, like, the creature, nothing. The entity, nothing. The creature, nothing, is after you. You're safe. You know. I'm not sure how to say it without just repeating the words over and over. But there's that last line of, like, you're safe now. It's like, it's okay. Or is it, you're safe now?
Yeah.
You're right now. You're safe, but it's after you. Like, I've given up. But yeah, you're it's correct to be paranoid.
Yeah, mate, I mean, just be less cryptic, my dude. Like, just it's very
that is the problem of if he is trying to warn her, then why make it cryptic?
Yeah.
It's a treat for us, but it's a massive treat for us, but it does make it very hard to interpret him.
Yeah. No, I do agree.
Distant, like, this is getting a high rating from me, but these are little Harry and would be on this, you know.
Yeah, these are nitpicks, but at the end of the day, it's like you kind of you need this in the film, otherwise, you know, it just gives the game away right at the very beginning, like, because you're essentially finding out things in real time about Owen at the same time as Beth is, and that's the whole point of this film. It's like watching The Ring, really, in that, you know, you're sort of following a specific character around, learning more and understanding things that they perhaps weren't privy to before, to try and understand a situation and potentially escape it. I did get, and some of the shots and sort of the scenes, the visuals sort of did give me the Ring vibes.
Ring is a great comparison.
But it did feel like very much its own sort of separate movie. It wasn't like it was trying to copy or anything like that, but it was just, I was watching this and I'm thinking, oh yeah, okay, yeah, library to do this and that and the other, and okay, yep, okay, yep, cool, yep. Your husband isn't the man that you knew, and you're finding out all these like really disturbing things about him, you know, like creeping off at night time with to his second home. And oh, wait a minute, he's taking women there. Uh-oh. And
yeah.
And just when you think it couldn't get any worse, it does, you know.
It really, really does. Yeah. Oh, and it tells it in a fantastic way as well. Before we go further, I just want to thank Distant Night for sending in a very tasty 20 Aussie dollar dues.
Yes.
Apologising for lateness. Don't worry, we were a little late ourselves. Don't worry. Oh, I'm sorry, it's been a rotten morning. And he's saying Devil's Trap or Through the Looking Glass. Oh, did you get caught in Devil's Trap? Well, I think that I like that you've said through the looking glass. You preempted where I was going to go with this. Thank you very much for the super chat, and again, thank you for doing the screen caps.
Thank you, my dude.
One thing I was going to say is you are absolutely brutal on Rebecca Hall, who is owning this movie. Distant Night is an absolute savage on his screen caps. There is not a single dirt face that she made in this movie that he didn't nab. Like, what did she ever do to you, Distant Night? Come on, man.
But to be fair, early on in the film, before like you really understood what Owen was doing and the way she was behaving and acting, it was like, my dude, I could kind of understand why you did what you did. I was finding her really insufferable to begin with, you know.
Yeah.
But as the film went on, my opinion did change. But I think it's because it's such a it was such a weird way of her having to sort of deal with the situation. Her way of grieving didn't sort of look and feel like that which was which you would typically expect to see, you know. It was very much, it was so odd. Like, yeah, this scene here when she's just like absolutely making like completely inappropriate jokes, and then she gets she actually shows the note here.
Oh gosh, can I just ask, one of the best scenes in the film?
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah.
I absolutely love. You know, weirdly enough, why am I holding it up? The camera's off. Sorry, folks. I've been chicken tending, so I'm in absolute state right now. It is also horribly rainy, so that's why I'm not on camera. If you're wondering, but the book I am holding in my real physical hand is Lionel Shriver's "So Much for That."
Okay.
Which is about a guy dealing with his wife getting very, very sick with mesothelioma. And
oh my God, what's that?
It's a horrible type of cancer.
Right.
Of a skin layer around the bowels. So absolutely nasty, very, very hard to do anything for. And the whole point of it is to try and demystify and sort of take all the hallmark coating of serious illness and just show how it is and how nasty it is and how brutal it is.
Okay.
And I thought this film was kind of getting at the same thing. It's like she's grieving, but she's not grieving in a Hallmark Channel way. She's messy and obsessive and hard to like. Even if you like, even her kind of hell yeah moments, like where she gives us a bit of exposition by chimping on a parent who comes in, was kind of like it was fun. It was a nice way of getting it to us, but it's also you see she's just not handling things well at all. Like she she goes back to work way too early. She's just not handling it well.
I mean, it doesn't specify. I don't think it specifies what day it is at the time, but all we do know is that the event happened the previous Thursday. So, you know, for all we know, we're talking a week, less than a week. You know, so for her to be back at the school and you know, doing essentially just trying to like, you know, get back to normal just seems crazy.
Oh, totally crazy.
I did find this scene funny though when she was like, so you just challenging the grade, and she's like, "Oh, okay, you want to give your son you want to give your son an A? That's fine." And like, obviously, after all that, and then she's like, "You know, what is that? Is that all right?" And she's like, "No, a B will be fine."
Yeah,
I was like, "That's."
It was so well played.
Yeah,
Rebecca Hall just absolutely killed it in this. She was. I know about you, TCG. I've got a real weakness for a horror film which is about a woman slowly going mad.
Yeah.
Like Repulsion, Smile, Smile 2, Rosemary's Baby. Oh, I'm lapping at The Ring. She doesn't go mad, but she gets desperate and messy, and I love it. I really love that story. If the actress can handle it, it's fantastic.
Yeah, she definitely has that sort of crazy face.
Oh yeah, she does not try and be dignified at all. She lets herself get super messy as let's go back to like And I'm being kind. Distant Night got some much worse screen caps of her. Like just dirt facing everywhere.
Good job,
Lakey's
DK.
asking, did the ghost or demon follow Elizabeth since she had a near-death experience? Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of like Final Destination. It's death doesn't want you to escape.
That was the other thing. Yes, of course. That was the other thing that I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's your sort of your basic story of it. It's a particularly evil sort of death though, because this is, you know, it is sadistic. It's not behaving like death. It's in the literature that Owen has, it's like really like a dark spirit that has to be tricked or trapped as it tries to, you know, reclaim its wife, and like the rituals around it are pretty grim.
Yeah.
Like some of the statues they've got. I thought that was great. We've got a slightly better image of it. This one? Yes, this one is a nicer image of it. There we go.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, I almost see why they got the Hellraiser job after this film. Like, it's that kind of imagery, isn't it? That really sticks in the head. Pun not intended. That is strong imagery.
So Lawrence says, keep in mind that Beth sees her husband seducing and sleeping with other women. There would be no reason for those scenes if he were really just trying to trick or appease a demonic entity. I think, I mean, that's one way of looking at it. Another way that you could look at it is this is a husband engaging in, you know, marital relations with his wife. That's the sort of almost like a role play. Like, look, see, this is definitely my wife. You know, I'm sticking the pork in the oven. You know, it's definitely my wife. You know, do you believe me now? Do you believe? You know, are you convinced now? Right, there you go. You can have her now. Leave me alone.
Yeah, that's what I'd make that case as well.
Yeah, but, that's how I interpret it. Yeah.
I mean, Lawrence is hitting on something that is at this point we have to talk about, are we looking at like the surface layer of the story, or do we look at the themes of it? Like there's how can I say, like there's a demonic haunting cover story that might just be a way of being a horrific representation of a more mundane story, which is a regular woman finds that her regular husband has been sleazing online and basically uncovers it. And this creates a sort of, basically this tears her apart because there are now two versions that she sees. And I'll try and find one of the many images that helps us do this, because there are so many of them. Basically, I showed you an image hinting at duality early on. Oh, I'm struggling, guys. I've got a lot of screen caps. Did I get the two moons? Did I get them? Or was I an absolute div? I was an absolute div, guys. I didn't get it. There's an image of two moons, a red one and a normal one.
Yes.
There's a duality.
Yeah.
And there's a whole setup of a, you know, another house across the lake. TCG, you mentioned it. There's the mirror house that is seen in the plans of the book, but is also seen across the lake. So there's the reflection. So the two versions mirrored. There is Greg with his nice ass. Sorry, Owen with his nice ass out on the lake. What? And very clearly, you've got the reflection. So there's the two versions.
Yeah.
And of course, since you mentioned the ring, one of the big thing in the ring is that water in that film is like a conduit for the mystic and the magical, or the supernatural. Here we've got a lake acting like a massive mirror, right? Already reflecting, and there is a reflection of their house across the way, which somewhere I will find a screen cap I'm giving up.
I mean, to be fair,
You
if
don't see
you
much
sorry,
of it, but you do
you
see the mirror image of the house.
if you go back to that last image,
Do you want Owen's bum again?
just for a moment.
Oh no, please.
So 2 problems. 1, I'm only seeing 1 moon.
Mm.
And secondly, I find your lack of Britishers disturbing. We can move on now.
Yes. Should have got a special British route for it, shouldn't I?
You should just keep him on call.
Always. Now that I've made Grok edit Britishes for me.
I want to see.
So
you can't say that and not show.
do I have them? Do I have them to hand? I don't have them to hand. Gosh, I think I showed you the manky Britishers from last week, didn't I?
Yeah, you might. You might actually
speak.
Oh no, you might have done actually. You might have done. I
don't think. I've got hundreds. I won't be able to do it.
Hundreds.
Sorry, I've got hundreds of screen caps, not hundreds of
British of like deformed
mutant Britishers.
This one's the French show. This one's the German show. This one's the Argentina show. It's like
I've been breeding them in my basement. Just, it's like the lab in Alien Resurrection. All the mutant Ripleys, but wearing flipping monocles.
Grog edit TCG frothing at the mouth and screaming about nano machines.
All right, so we're talking about the reflection. So the lake acts as a big mirror showing you the other side, which is great for our spiritual reading, our supernatural reading, but also for that double life side, which is what Lawrence was getting at.
Yes.
There is this idea that the husband does have these dark fantasies that he keeps away from her. There is the husband she knows, but there is the dark version of him, the dark reflection that has these, this double life where he keeps it secret and is just doing it because he's evil, and then ultimately takes himself out because he can't control his compulsions. That is a totally valid interpretation of it.
Yeah.
Like underneath, because this film is very good at giving you like the horror version, which is a layer, which could be a layer for interpreting the more mundane one, which is itself still interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, like, one of the ways you could look at it is that nothing is just representative of the crash out that Beth is going as she dives deeper into Owen's secret life, if you will, and if anything, more of a psychological collapse in her. That's one way to look at it. Or you could look at it from like there is actually a spirit going on. Like I say there's so many ways. There are so many ways that you can look at this film. It's almost like the mirror house, the maze, the trickery, the confusion. It's all baked into the story to then reflect that onto the viewer as well, because you can walk away with two. It is literally one of those cases where you can walk away from watching the same thing but having a completely different understanding or perspective. Like very much like you do in the news these days when people apparently being asked to leave 15 times from a tent is grounds to murder someone in cold blood. And you literally seeing that pan out in real time. You've got one group, the right group, I might say, saying, "Yep, murder, throw away the key, lock him up, throw away the key," and then you've got the other one saying, "How am I going to tell what can I tell my children now? This is an injustice." I mean, you could tell them not to kill, but that might be a little bit too much to ask. I don't know, but maybe
it's a running
don't kill.
event. You can leave the machete. I'd probably start there.
Yeah. But
you're right.
One thing happens, two interpretations. But sort of scaling it back to the film on topic. But this is what it is. You can walk away with a completely different interpretation. You could look at it as more of a metaphor for like grief and and sort of like this the mental mask sort of sliding off and being replaced with a big fat insanity one, dealing with loss, nothing, having nothing, because she's not really, she doesn't see her family much. There's no indication that she's close to her family. It's literally just her and Owen. This house was built out in the sticks by him. They seem to be quite, not reclusive, but she doesn't have that many. She doesn't have that many sort of social circles apart from a neighbour and a couple of mates. So she's lost perhaps the one thing that her rock, and that and not she lost the man that she thought she knew, only to then learn that this is actually a complete and utter evil person. The mind
looks
does.
blooming shifty.
Yeah,
They cast a shifty looking guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean the thing of the nothing is it just like this horrible, torturous afterlife you go through, like the worst version of Final Destination, or does it function just amazingly as grief? Like the thing that haunts her is an absence, a vacuum. What does a vacuum do? It sucks you into it. The fact that she doesn't have anything else really around her, or she feels she doesn't, helps her feel like yes, the nothing that pursues her is that absence left by her husband, and just the design of it just being something you notice in the build of the house. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Nothing could also, Dr. Prep saying nothing could also be the absence void of redemptive meaning following Owen's death, and Beth fears follows death in general. She's looking in vain for something to make sense of death. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it can be that she feels like that's the end.
Yep.
As well.
Yeah. And again, it's great because again, like you know as much as Beth does at the beginning as to why he's done what he's done. The note is incredibly vague. There is no sense to it, and so she's she spends the entirety of the film trying to understand why her husband would do something like this. Why he would just, because she even says, like, she's the broken one. She's the one who, has the dark thoughts, and he was the rock. He was the one who, tried to, essentially protected her from that. She acknowledges that. And so, it was just as much of a surprise to her, to her as anyone, really, that he would be the one that would then just all of a sudden say goodnight and call it a day.
No, absolutely. It's
DK. Watch it, mate. He might sue you.
I think I'll decline to comment for legal reasons. And also, Joe, hello. Your opinion on this film was eagerly anticipated. I think you would love it. And I know once you checked actors' backgrounds, you'd see other things that were interesting. Let's just put it like that. Oh, I pressed a button. Hopefully I'm coming through okay.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
All right, good. Sorry, I pressed a weird button.
That was an opportunity to really fuck with you then.
You could have Sargoned me pretty harshly. I was just thinking, one of the elements I think we were getting to was that aspect of, does it make sense? Does Owen's actions make sense if he's trying to distract the demon? Because I'm thinking, if we're saying yes, he's built the house to get this entity away from her, it's a heck of a lot that she never notices this.
Yeah.
And I found that's a little bit of a stretch for me, that he can do so much, or she has shown so little of it, that Owen takes these very extreme actions. Like, that's a tough sell. Like, I would expect in a typical film, she would be feeling the effects of the haunting, and then he would act. But we don't really get that. or any knowledge of that.
I mean,
However, if we go with Lawrence's reading, there is a bit more. He really is just like a dark creep who can't control his dark, violent urges. That makes a heck of a lot more sense for why he just acts and she's not really aware of it.
yeah. I mean, it is quite impressive how he manages to do all this without her knowing. I mean, Joseph Fritzl had a hard enough time building an underground dungeon in his own house
Yeah,
without his
yeah.
wife knowing. And yet this guy managed to build an entire house and stash a whole bunch of bodies. He was like,
Mm.
you know, he was like H.H. Holmes meets John Wayne Gacy, you know?
Yeah, he wasn't slacking.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, the sections where she Crimea River music videos over to there, and she, I know you know it as well as I do, man.
Yeah.
And finds a discovery like it's. I mean, first she finds a statue and then goes back and gets
if we're going to refer to that music video, shouldn't have the note read, "The damage is done, so I guess I'll be leaving."
Nice. Ah, oh, Justified. What an album.
Wait.
What an album, TCG. Sticks in your head, doesn't it? This was one of those areas where Waifu and I felt we have to take a burger out.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love so much of this, but I did feel like the revelation of him murdering so many women and stashing them under the floorboards, and like I felt this was something that didn't really land. Like it has the potential to be extremely powerful, but it didn't quite work for me, I'm afraid.
Huh.
Am I a weirdo? Did this land for you? Like, I'm not saying it's terrible. I just felt it didn't quite hit as hard as I thought it could.
I mean, in the literal sense, I think it did for me, because it certainly explained why she was seeing other sort of like women spirits in the film. It would make sense that there would be that their spirits would be tied to that location by virtue of having such a traumatic end, courtesy of Beth's husband. Under the floorboards, again, I've seen enough true crime to know that that's absolutely 100% a viable place that a killer would put their victims. So, yeah, in the literal sense, I had no problem. I had no problem with that.
Yeah, I guess I just felt that aspect of Owen just it could have been more powerful. I know this is a vague criticism, but I wasn't as invested in this as I was with the bit when she starts having flashbacks and enters a dream house and she's in a more like supernatural psychic space. Like that's where I was super invested.
Yeah.
When we're seeing like these sections of the dream house.
Yeah, but then this is but that was more the reality though. That was more the reality.
Dr. Prepper, the telltale brunettes. We have a Poe appreciator here. Edgar Allan Poe appreciator. Just the beating of his hideous whores, etc.
Wouldn't they stink up the place? Nah, he might have just used a Glade plug-in air freshener.
Yeah, you have the Febreze ads. Come on.
Yeah, they'd be fine. There's plenty of stuff for that sort of stuff nowadays.
If any of you remember Seven, poor old Sloth, you know, he just had the old dangling car perfumers. A few hundred of them. That did the job.
Like The Shining, I have Seven on DVD. Never watched it.
Oh,
it's so bad.
Very underrated film. No one talks about that movie these days, but it's absolutely brilliant. Plus, it has Dr. Cox in a cameo as a sniper, just randomly.
just
what are you doing here?
I'm just walking around with my sniper rifle. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
fine.
really weird cameo from him. Yeah, this is why I feel the film absolutely demands a second viewing, because there's so much delicious stuff with like the supernatural dream version of the house, which is sort of perfect and built up and just a literal inversion, and then that there is physically a night house that is non-ideal and decrepit, and I'm there's something on there, but I haven't got my head around it yet.
Yeah, but I think it's, you know, it makes sense. It's
Oh,
representative of the. Oh, there you
we
go.
literally just said that. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah. No,
We're a bit too synced up.
yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I mean, the contrast in
Mm,
difference, you know, how awesome that the normal house is, and yet how like run down, decrepit, and you know, just absolutely degenerate the other house is. It's almost like that psychic energy just manifests into the building.
mm,
You know, you have this, on the one hand, you have a nice, perfect atmosphere, you know, happy go lucky, even though obviously, like we know about Owen's a bit, it's probably just a bit of a facade with him. But then that
mm,
real, so, you know, that's her reality, that nice house. His reality is the mirror house, the dark, the disturbing, the
mm.
evil, you know, it's the corrupt. It's all there. It's all manifest there, which is why I don't have a problem with the bodies being there as well.
No, so I'm fine with them being there. I think it's great that there is an actual like solid confirmation that no, he was definitely killing them.
Yeah,
I think just something about it when we watched didn't land with me. So I was like, oh, okay. Whereas I felt that could have that had the potential to be an absolutely iconic moment.
could that possibly been because it's not surprising that he would keep them there?
Yeah, I think when I rewatch, I will try and put my finger on it. Sometimes it's just you're in the wrong mood for it. Sometimes it's
Right.
just that, and the film did
Okay.
nothing wrong. But I just that was a one bit that I felt wobbled a bit for me,
Right.
and didn't hit as hard as I wanted it to. Whereas,
Yeah.
like
Interesting.
this dream house stuff, I absolutely love. This is when we're very, in the message, the scenes of having to uncover what he was doing, I loved, because that was almost like an extension of it really was an extension of what she was doing with his digital devices. If people didn't see there's a big thread of her basically starting with his, how did she see it? She saw something on one device and then she folded it through to another. Like she dug up his phone and then she cracked away into his
Wasn't it?
laptop.
I thought it was the
And
text messages, wasn't it?
in,
Like, because it started with text messages, if I remember correctly, because he
yeah,
messages like, "Come downstairs, I'm here," and then obviously, yeah,
mm,
she then digs out his phone from the
yeah,
evidence locker, from the evidence box, just to see if the messages were sent
yes.
by him.
And
Yeah,
that's where she gets the first thread. I mean,
yeah,
if we want to just do the mundane reading, like this is brilliant stuff, this is
mm,
nice and clear. She can't let it alone. She tries to purge it and she just can't leave it alone. So she follows a trail through the devices and starts following that digital trail of herself. Like I started
yeah.
talking about this at the start before you got here, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, because I found that really powerful. That a few things have touched on it recently. Black Mirror had the episode with Donald Gleason, Be Right Back, where he's killed and his wife gets like basically a chatbot version of him. And I've just seen a few others where I'll give you one more example, so I'm not naming literally one and say, oh, you see it everywhere. Think of Jesse in Breaking Bad. Spoilers, basically is it hooked listening to the phone message, the answering machine message of someone who dies. And I thought there's this interesting thread of we've got this digital trail that is stuck forever.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever done it, TCG. I realize I'm asking you a question and then just carrying on, but the weird thing of like you've got these messages going back, like maybe you've not talked to someone in 5 years, and you just got your whole communication with them is still
Yeah.
there. It's weird. I feel
Yeah.
that's just so weird and so unnatural. It freaks me out.
You know, as well, I'm going to sound a bit morbid here, but what we do, providing YouTube is still around in
Yeah.
however many years time, the things that we're doing, the things that we're saying, when we're no longer here, like our kids will be able to go back and see us say these things, have these conversations, understand how our minds work. And I think about that a lot. I do genuinely think about that a lot.
Oh,
And
I'm with you.
yeah, even more so now because of the world that we live in. I mean, it was one thing. It was one thing where you'd have a picture that you could refer to for a moment in time. But the world that we live in now, you have so much that you can refer to go back to, remember someone, to see the things that they said and the kind of person that they were at the time in a specific time in their life. I think about that a lot, and I think like when I'm gone, would my kids could show their kids could show their kids, and so forth. It is a kind of, it almost feels like a form of like, not immortalization, I don't want to say, but yeah, but it does kind of extend you the things that we're doing and saying here now, when we go back, these videos, these streams, they are an extension of ourselves.
Yeah.
And yeah, as I say, I think about that a lot, and I think about how the content that I've made over the years will be treated by friends. For all I know, they might just mug it off. They might just completely ignore it.
Yeah,
For all I know, but
They
it's
might.
just, or they might go, oh yeah, do you remember when Dad or your granddad made this video once? You want to see it? And it's there, and you can say, yeah, look, this many people watched it. This is what people said at the time. It's more than just, and again, it's more than just here's a picture or here's a video. This is what we did. Like, we're sharing it with the world now, and this is what people thought of your dad or your granddad or your brother, your sister at the time. Yeah, man,
Yeah, we couldn't do that with our grandparents.
No.
We can't do that with our parents.
Yeah,
There is no 3-hour video of my father in conversation that exists anywhere.
There's no conversation. There's no TikTok live streams of me great granddad going over the trenches in World War One, or the stories that they tell us. There's no fucking selfie stick that they could be like, hey guys, I'm just stuck in a barn at the moment. The Nazis are shooting us at the moment. We're going out one by one. Like, follow me, chat. Come on. You can't do that now. You couldn't do that then. Sorry.
Yeah. I guess I have this weird thing, like I don't know if I want this around. Like at some point I'm gonna say, you know what, I'm done with this. Inshallah, there are, additional little horror shows running around, and I'm like able to say, to be honest, now I've got to pack it in. I'm just too busy and too successful, or whatever. But, and I'm like, do I want this around? Like,
I would.
that feels like a weird thing. It's not like you're embarrassed about it. It's just like, it's weird to me. It's weird that someone can, like, go back. You could be like 60, 70, and someone's like, hey, I found your old streams. I'd just be like, oh.
Well, I mean, put it this way, I still have my old battle raps and stuff when I was 20. So you already know the answer to that question if you were asked it. If I was asked, fuck it, I'll keep it up, man. I don't care. Like this is who I was at this moment in time, and if people can appreciate that, fine. If they don't, It's fine by me as well.
Yeah.
I don't care. This is who I am now, and if I'm a different person in another 20 years time, like I'm a different person now than I was 20 years ago.
Mm.
You know, it's quite cool to sometimes look at that. They're like little time capsules. I will go back to them at sometimes, and I'll be like, oh my god, why did I do that? But I'll never take it. But I'll never take it down. I'll never take them down because that's who I was at the time. You know.
That's fair enough.
It does make me reminisce on the things going on in my life at the time, and you know, in 20 years' time, I can go back and listen to this stream and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that time. You know, this is what was going on at that moment."
You're just a more balanced person than I am.
I don't know about that. I might have some skeletons under my floorboards too. Horror show, for all you know.
Could be. But I know, yeah. I just that thing of like the right to be forgotten. If you remember those cases,
100%. Well, it's GDPR.
There's a thing of just yeah. I don't know if this stuff is meant to be around forever. You know. No, I just want to put out. I've got no illusions whatsoever that Little Horror Show is gonna be on here in 10. No, should still be too young. In 15 years, being like, lol, boring. Lol, you got this wrong. The director's come out in the latest commentary and said you're an idiot. The Matrix is about.
I was going to say that Night House is a trans allegory. What are you talking about, Horror Show?
Oh my god, Mama's a total fash. They'll kick me out of the Green Party for this, for being related to her.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Can you imagine?
But I hope you disown your daughter beforehand if she joins the Green Party.
Oh, obviously. Yeah. If she votes Green, I'll recycle her. It's what she'd want.
You mean like Jesse Ridgway?
Yeah, crikey. Was it John Hague style? I'm trying to think of anyone else who did it. I
did have a rather tasteless joke about that whole situation, but I won't repeat it here.
Play. So yeah, see people. Okay, people are appreciating this. We are on a horror stream for people. Come back to it. A simple question, TCG. Did this stuff where you suddenly see the void of nothing move in amongst the house architecture, did this scare the crap out of you? Was this a good scare?
I wouldn't say it scared the crap out of me, but it definitely was like, oh, gee, you see that? It was definitely those sorts of moments.
These were good scares. I'm glad they were unsettling. Like I just wanted to I wanted to rewind and see them again. Be like, oh, can I catch them? Because it's so great. You don't notice it until it moves, and then they do these wonderfully ambitious shots. So good. Oh,
Murgoot, I don't have skeletons in my closet, mate. Given the chat earlier, I don't think you have a spine in your back at the moment.
Poor lad, I'm glad you're up.
Yeah.
Does someone know their Skyrim better? Hey, you're finally awake.
Bite your tongue. Love you really, Murgs. Love you really. Hope you get well soon, man.
And we are, I hope you're resting up, man. You're resting up. Yeah. These effects were great. Like, in addition to all the other stuff, this is a very ingenious bit of design. Like, kudos to them. This looks great. Do you think there was slight... I mean, I was going to ask, are they inspired by those... how can I say? The images where Grok sort of creates an image within an image that you know, basically there's text hidden in an image or something. You know the ones I mean. I'm not sure if I want to put any on screen. But... Oh, shall I risk it?
Go! Yeah, do it. As long as there's no...
hang on.
As long as it's SFW,
will this work?
I tell you what, DM me it first on X. I'll
this mountain scene, for instance.
Oh, okay. You know, yes.
Just this lovely picture of the mountains, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Definitely can't see anything there.
But I
Are
mean,
they
this
the?
is
Hang on, is that the Austrian? Is that the
oh what
Alps?
no, the Austrian Alps. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
the Austrian
yeah.
Alps.
I
Yeah,
think it's Austrian Alps. It gets mistaken for German
yeah.
Alps a lot, but yeah, it's
I mean, I
I
tell
do
you
see
what,
you just squinting away.
that would be a really. Do you know what? I would love to climb that mountain, and at the very top, just paint a picture.
Oh, would
That's
you?
what I'm saying.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know
that'd be
why.
lovely.
I'm also getting the urge to wear lederhosen.
Mm.
And I am also getting the urge to talk in a specific manner that I feel like I must apologize for our country's acts during the Second World War. What is wrong with me?
What a Harry Enfield callback.
Yes,
No
I
one
feel
saw
like
that coming.
I love that.
No, we got a few of these, the bit of a classic one. We'll switch scenes, but something like this.
Oh, hang on a minute. I'm not seeing. Hang on.
What do you mean? It's mountain village.
What the?
Just a nice mountain village.
Oh, hang on. I'm genuinely not seeing that. Oh no, I see it now.
No, just mountain village. What are you talking about? I don't know if I want to risk any more of these.
Why are you showing so many pictures of Austrian areas?
These are these are just a nice break. This is a very scary, disturbing, dark film, and I just think we need some nice, uplifting scenery. Yes, Joe, an inspiring view indeed. But I guess these have to. This film was a couple of years before that, wasn't it? Before you could.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, 2020. This is.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, you could argue that you could argue the case because I mean, before we had these very creative images, you used to have the old thing where it'd be like, oh, can you see the number behind all these
Oh,
blotches?
yeah.
And if you can't, you're colorblind. So we kind of already had that sort of stuff anyway, just in a different form. So yeah,
there's older forms of it. The classic
yeah.
one is like the woman at her makeup table, and if you look at the right way, then it's a skull.
Yeah.
This is
like, do you
there
see
was
a
always
rabbit
an
or do you
idea
see a
of this.
bird? Yeah.
This is just a very powerful use of that imagery. My goodness,
Yeah.
very creative. I was just checking what Lawrence said because he's such a fan of this. Yes, the Oh, Joe, you aren't a fan of Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet? I'm sorry, man. I love that. I know you'll have problems with that. That one is a very guilty pleasure for me. Jamie Kennedy in it with pink hair. Come on. Anyway, I'll try and not disgrace myself much more. But Lawrence firmly of the belief that the film was wholly metaphorical. No, it's not that you're in the minority, maybe, but we're saying it works on multiple levels.
Yeah.
And I'm
It's
extremely open to that.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I don't disagree. I just think. Yeah. I'm basically what you just said. Like, there's many ways of looking at it, and I think each has its own merit. I certainly wouldn't disagree. Like, what you say makes sense, Lawrence, 100%. It's just that it's like the letter. It's layered. It has multiple meanings. And it's like, and you, what do you take from it? That's your film.
Absolutely. It's by far the best that this team came up with, and I think people are going to come back to this and really delve into it. I know there's more in there, from little stuff like this was made 2 years after The Haunting of Hill House, which was huge on hidden ghosts. I imagine if you went back, you could see nothing in the house a lot more. I'm pretty sure you'll find more of the chaos drawers. You're going to see a lot more really cool mirror symbolism. I'm certain there is a heck of a lot more to explore in this movie that we we've caught quite a lot of it in
Yeah.
this initial run. I'm sure there are so many more details to get from it.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the type of film that you can go in with a preconceived, like once you've seen it the first time, you can then go in with another, so almost like confirmation bias, if you will. Like you go in with a specific aim, right? Okay, I'm going to try and see the themes from this perspective, and then you watch it again. Now I'm going to try and see it from this perspective, and then you can sort of build like more of a fuller picture of what the film is trying to be through acquiring all of these multiple, whether it be the literal, the spiritual, the mental, all sorts of angles you can look at it, and each time you can walk away going, yeah, I understood that film.
So, yeah, I'm sort of like The Shining. You can just get so much from it. We're still delving into that one. I'm not saying it's on the same level, but it's got that aspect to it where there's just so much more to get. Like, I think the supernatural stuff in there, I think you could dig apart and like try and see how coherent that is. But exactly what the plan was there, but that will be for another viewing, I think.
Yeah.
And Lawrence is right, actually. I probably shouldn't have used the word mundane for the explanation. Maybe should we say like I'm torn between like text and subtext, or let's say real and surreal. How about that?
Yeah.
Surreal version and the real version. That this is just sort of the horrific representation of a real thing, which is a strong way to do it. Yes, just as you've laid out the idea that husband was leading a secret life in which he enacted his darkest fantasies with a succession of disposable women is the far more interesting explanation. Yes, yeah, I would absolutely go for that. Especially if there's kind of like a Patrick Bateman aspect of it. If you remember, he cared for his secretaries, but there's like an aspect of that film where he treasures her, but he has to transpose the violence he wants to do to her onto all these other women. Like, she's his focus, but he is really trying not to hurt her. Oh, underrated film. Great movie.
I like the angle. I like that. I do like that.
I like all these shots. All these shots are fantastic, and then it does end. Ultimately, if people are in what's happening in the supernatural world, well, she ends up in that. The real battle, which can be seen throughout the whole movie, is does she off herself? Does she follow her husband into nothing? Working on both the supernatural and the natural level, is she offing herself? Like, beautifully, it's made clear, like, she is in the physical world, but in another way, you get totally different lighting to sort of put her, show her mental state is totally somewhere else. Like, she's kind of like in a dark dimension mentally. Yeah. And it's just the decision to stay. But when she's rescued by the judge from Ally McBeal and her friend, so she does hang anchors to the world, and he says, "Oh, there's nothing there."
And she says, "I know." Again, layered.
Super layered.
Yeah.
Is she going to keep fighting? Oh, it's brilliant.
And again, you've got nothing there, subtly hiding, almost looking like almost like the ripples in the water, but also, quite clearly there.
It's very much there. Yeah. It's subtle enough.
Yeah, although given the previous images you've just shown, my eyes are immediately primed to search for Austrian themed images, but I'm like, I'm
not going to put any others up.
I could probably
have a few.
I could probably squint and make it out. I could yeah. Oh my god, I actually could. Could. Okay, yeah. I actually could. I'm not even joking.
Oh man. So,
I see
night.
Everywhere I go, I see his face.
Oh man. There was There's an Angel Eyes edit with a certain propagandist from that region, and
Right.
I've searched for that edit so many times, but I've never found it again. Never
Oh,
mind. Probably revealing far too much. We're talking about like, oh, these streams existing in perpetuity. Yeah, we probably just got arrested for a hate crime for putting those images up.
yeah.
Obviously, it was purely to serve the analysis of this film.
Yeah.
Distant Night has brought us on to more legal matters. Sending in 10 Aussie dollars, which I very much appreciated. You star. Thank you, DK. Saying, my highlighting the cornucopia of dirt faces was my appreciation for acting. One of the rare occasions where it actually adds to the performance. Absolutely.
Mm.
I think we referenced Smile too earlier as well. Just, it was great that the actresses in no way tried to, keep up the looks or keep up dignity. They chucked dignity out the window. They got messy
Yeah.
as hell, and it was wonderful for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I need to
she
go.
really throws into it. And
Oh, I need to go back and watch that film.
I don't know her very well, Rebecca Hall. Like
Yeah.
only the last horror I'm aware of seeing her in was The Awakening, which I wasn't a huge fan of. It was decidedly sort of okay with a little bit of, oh, the British Empire was bad to it.
Oh, okay.
And she's just in that she's extremely reserved. So this performance she gives here is just, what an actress, because it just feels like a completely different person.
Yeah.
So yeah, she nailed it. She nailed it. Well, with all that said, is there anything else on this, or have we done a sneakily highly efficient one?
Yeah, this doesn't feel right. I literally said last night on stream that we should be at least 2 hours in. Really? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's anything more I can add, though. Really, to be honest.
Yeah, I think with she was in the Red. Yeah, first part of the Red Riding trilogy. Yes, Lawrence, thank you.
Oh, was she?
I believe she was a murdered girl's mother who sleeps with Andrew Garfield.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we could talk about how the film contains an excellent early Zoomer stare.
Yeah.
Absolutely exemplary. I assume Distant Night got that because it is. Sydney Sweeney would be proud of this one. Yeah. By the way, this actress, if you enjoy her, was also in Nymphomaniac, which has been discussed on this stream a huge amount recently.
I could not possibly quote on that.
I know. It was like, do we watch Shame or do we watch Nymphomaniac? And we went for Shame because it's not 4.5 hours long. Murgoot's weighed in after watching the text versus subtext discussion. 9 burgers. Lovely.
Murgoot, I'm interested to see what you were going with originally before said discussion. I'm just wondering whether that score has gone up or down, or if it's stayed the same, I guess.
Lawrence also praised the music. I'm going to shamefully confess, it's been 2 weeks. I apologize, guys. The music did not stick with me. I do not remember it. Was it good?
I can't remember either. Again, this is one of the why I'm sort of kicking myself for not going back to watch this film again. I don't think I complained about it. I don't think I had any complaints. Just from the vibe, I feel like it was okay. I feel like it was well placed.
Certainly not bad.
No, otherwise I would have remembered and I would have bitched about it.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Okay, we've moved Murgoot up a burger. I'll take that. Lawrence saying unbelievably big.
Yeah.
I think that's why the husband kills himself after succumbing to nihilism.
He heard the soundtrack and was like, "No, I can't do this. I can't do the entire film." You can't make me sit here and listen through that. Bang. Oh, great. Now we have to rewrite the whole bloody thing.
John Graham has weighed in. Now, this is a really interesting one for me. John says it's quite subjective. Some films just resonate with you and you see many layers in it. This didn't do it for me, but Oz Perkins, I believe. I think you autopiloted there. It's Oz Perkins, and he's for fans. He's an Osgood Perkins, not an Osmond Perkins or an Oswald Perkins. Many a good Oswald out there, but he is an Osgood. Oz Perkins, I'm the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House did. Yes, I have really meant to go back to that because one, it is very influenced by. God, why have I forgotten her name right now? Darn it, she wrote The Haunting of Hill House and Hangs a Man, and and We've Always Lived in the Castle. It's gone from my brain, I'm afraid. But I love that author. What's her name, guys? It's driving me mad. She wrote The Lottery as well. Come on, guys. Help me out. Shirley
Jackson.
Oh, I could kick myself. So one, it's got a very Shirley Jackson vibe, but also Oz Perkins has done some absolute bangers. February and Longlegs, which I absolutely loved. I know some people, Harry hated it. Have you seen Longlegs, TCG?
Yeah, forgettable. Wasn't really that keen. It was a bit crap. Yeah, I didn't like it. It's a bit boring. I just found it a bit boring.
It was definitely slow. I'm not gonna lie, it was massively slow, but
forgettable.
I quite liked it.
I know it's been a while since I watched that film. But I mean, I've only ever seen this once. Granted, a couple of weeks ago. But I can remember far more of this than I would if I was to go back and watch Longlegs, or if I was to go back and recall Longlegs. I just remember the film dragging for me, and it did feel quite boring. It wasn't what I was expecting it to be, unfortunately.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I may be an outlier. John's with you. Longlegs was not his best. Well, it's blooming hard to beat Blackcoat's Daughter. And Lawrence has said, Lawrence talking about nothing represents a complete absence of either heaven or hell. I think that's why you get the super bleak ending that nothing's out there. It's like, yeah, that's even if she doesn't, kill herself that day. Ultimately, the void and nothingness is always there, and you'll never get rid of it.
They're just opening up there. Oh, horror show, yeah. Look, you don't understand. It was to open the door for a sequel.
Oh,
that's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah, nothing more, nothing less.
You know what's getting sequel out of blooming nowhere?
Oh, go on.
It Follows.
Is it?
It is.
Let me guess. It's called It Still Follows.
Alas.
Is it?
I know what follows you. Last summer. No. I'm afraid it's called They Follow.
Oh no.
So they've gone woke as well.
They've gone woke.
Disgusting.
Oh.
All right.
God, game's gone. Game's gone.
I was just looking up the director because he does an absolute banger in 2015 with It Follows, and then he produced the absolutely mental but brilliant Under the Silver Lake, which is a real Marmite movie.
Okay.
Fantastic film. If you're not into it in the first half hour, just turn it off because it will only get weirder, but otherwise you might love it. If you just thought, oh man, I wish Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man had punched more kids in the face, then this film is for you.
Let's
Incredible movie. I mean, yeah. So I was just wondering, like, I haven't seen anything from him, so I just looked him up, and it's like, oh, he is working on a sequel to It Follows. It's greenlit. It's being made. Yeah.
That's actually quite cool because I did actually watch It Follows the other day with my
Ooh.
son. Yeah, we watched that with him. I made sure,
Did it
like,
spook him?
yeah, it worked. He really liked it. So knowing that there's a sequel coming out, that's quite cool. It's an exciting time. You've got Alien Isolation 2, that sequel that's coming out. Until Dawn 2 as well, video game. There was a trailer that came out for that the other day. I'm talking about games that I know, but
Yeah.
horror. It's horror, and it's one of the few things that still work for me. That still works. Like, that actually gets genuine scares. I'm playing Directive 8020. I've taken a small break from Metal Gear Solid to do some supermassive horror. Supermassive Games horror. We've done 2 parts over on the over on the Gaming Emporium, and I mean, it is woke. Don't get me wrong, but it's still it works. It works. You know, the jump scares are cheap but plentiful. I think we're starting to get into the story now. It's taking a little while to build up, but I think we're getting into it. I opened up the first title was that I titled it was Alien Meets The Thing, but I think it's more Interstellar Meets The Thing based on the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Promising.
Yeah, but everyone has broad shoulders, including the ladies.
Oh, I see. I see where you're going.
But in all seriousness, they've done that thing what they do in other supermassive games where they've actually used character models from previous titles and they've slapped them. Yeah, and it's different voice actors, but they'll use the same character models. So they're familiar faces. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. In fact, I'm going to stream it again after. I'm going to stream the next one after this, so I need to get that all set up. But
yeah. Well, tell you what, we will. Shall we move into our ratings and then free you up for it so you're not streaming until 2 a.m.?
It don't matter. I literally streamed from 11:15 started at 11:15 last night, so I'm in no rush. If you still have,
I do not know how you do it, man.
Neither do I.
Do
Neither do I. I apologize. I've been yawning a lot tonight, but it's not. I'm not bored. I'm shattered. Shattered, I tell you.
Well, you know, I think there's a ton that we could look into, but it needs a rewatch. I think
100%.
I want to rewatch before I say any more on it.
Yeah,
this is absolutely wonderful. Maybe even I'll revisit it as a commentary. I'm tempted to. Okay. But I think for now, I'm saying probably good to now because I'm a little hesitant because I wasn't able to do the rewatch, and I'm looking forward to it. So it's a little distant for me, but what I left with was a really, really strong impression. Yeah. Now Lawrence is asking for. Lawrence has gone for. I'm not saying it's a perfect film, but actually, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. 11 burgers. I don't know why that accent. Okay.
Why not?
Why not?
It could have been. I don't want to say this is a perfect film, but actually, 9. That is exactly what I'm saying. 11 burgers.
I can't go all the way to 11, but you know, maybe on a rewatch I would. Maybe that music score will pick me up. Maybe I will get those extra details. But I'm very confident putting a 10 on this one. This was a blast. It is hitting all my prejudices, aka you give me a horror film where a strong actor, ideally female, basically loses her mind and gets messy. I'm a huge fan of that. I've listed a whole bunch of them. They are some of my favorite kinds of horror. This having the balanced like subtext reading and textual reading, that a really interesting metaphor that doesn't crash the actual plot. And Lawrence's talk of his actually takes the real / mundane / natural interpretation even further than I read it. I'm like, okay, I like it even more now. So yeah, incredible performance, great script, beautiful imagery. This is haunting. This is great stuff. It's got to be a 10.
Yeah.
This is a 10. This is a classic. People are coming back to this one.
I couldn't agree more. I was sort of floating around the sort of high 9s, but actually, I'm hard pressed as to why I wouldn't go double digits with this one.
Ooh.
So yeah, I'd probably say 10 as well. 10 burgers, some underground. So we'll leave some burgers underneath the floor, underneath the floorboards. We'll open a Whack Donald's, where you can get your big whacks.
Oh, yeah.
The mirror version of it, the mirror version of McDonald's, of course. Your porter pounder, served by the quartering,
full of oranges.
Full of oranges, yeah.
Really for?
You don't get pickles at Whack Donald's. You get orange slices, and every time he hands you over, he's like, he just sort of gives you the burger, and he just sort of leans in and whispers into your ear, "If you could let me know what those oranges are for, that'd be really grateful." Be really grateful.
Terrible hygiene at that place, though.
Yeah.
All over the floor.
Yeah, they've all got, the stars on their name tags don't represent like how far they've got in the company. It's their personal hygiene level. And Jeremy's got like minus stars. And their toilet facilities is just a basement drain.
Very New Delhi approved.
Yeah.
I'm chuffed with that. So actually going for double digits on it. I love it.
Whack Donald's is what? Thank you. Oh, look, Orange Ponderer. Whoa, buddy!
Absolute, oh my god! What?
That is brilliant.
What? This is the first thing you've said in any chat, and you just happen to be there. What the hell?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, love to see it.
Debated.
I love the avatar as well. That is brilliant.
That's so good, man.
Oh, wow. Whack Donald's is usually what they use in anime to cover using McDonald's. That would, big if true. I don't know. He could be putting our leg.
Well, Lawrence coming in and say, late manga at the Night House. I'm slowly building enough credibility to request something absolutely dire next year. Wow. I don't know how to put this to you, but having reviewed Night House, I should probably say what the horror homework is.
Is it going to be an absolute train wreck? Is it a quartering live stream?
It has
9 a.m. ones.
It's something that our very loyal, very generous screen cap provider and super chatter superb Antipodean Menace has requested very repeatedly.
Okay.
And quite frankly, as he's a member on both Subscribestar and YouTube, it would be rude not to do it.
So be rude?
I mean, you might want me to be. He has requested Mars Attacks.
No!
How do you feel about it, TCG?
Oh, yeah, why not? Sure.
I think we could go for it.
I think we could.
I think we should. It's a member request. It'll be, my goodness, I saw that in the cinema. So
yeah, it's
been a while.
It's what Independence Day should have been.
Yes.
Is that going to be the title of the stream?
I'll work out something.
Question mark?
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so unless Distant Night comes in to say to save us and request something else, we will be doing Mars Attacks next week.
Fantastic.
So find yourself a copy. Lawrence asking, don't we have The Shining coming up for episode 237? It would be, I mean, it's weird if we don't, but my only problem with that, Lawrence, I love The Shining, but The thing is, I discussed it on the Lotus Eaters for about 2.5 hours. I had the fabulous Mr. John D on, and we talked for 2.5 hours about totally different stuff. And I've also done a commentary, which is about 2 hours and 20, touching on, again, completely different stuff.
But to be fair, The Shining hasn't been a main event feature. This is the main event.
It hasn't been the main event.
You know, in wrestling terms, you know, you've essentially shelved the Shining on like the house shows, maybe WWF Heat, but you know, it hasn't been given the WWE Raw treatment. You know, it's not had its own WrestleMania moment. You know, episode 237 is WrestleMania. It is The Shining. You know, you got to bring Murgoot. Hey, even try and bring Harry in. Maybe it's a special one.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what one I'm looking forward to. I tell you which one. But I'll tell you which one I'm looking forward to. Double feature horror show 1408.
Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there. Hang on. What am I missing?
We'll
Come on. Come on. No, I'm negative.
Room 1408.
What am I doing wrong? Oh, of course. That was the other spooky room.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get to that. You stick around long enough, guys. We'll get to it. Sorry, I was just blanking on that. I've seen that movie twice. I should remember.
TCG, is it true you still haven't seen The Shining? It's very true, and I do own it on DVD, and I still haven't seen it. Very bad, TCG.
I think this feels about right. Like, given that I've talked about The Shining for 7.5 hours on this and other channels, I'm tempted to say maybe we just get you to give us like your 25-minute review at the start, and then we'll cover something else, because I think you should see it. But
yeah. I've done it, chaps. I finally sit back and watch The Shining. It was a film. That's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Not bad at all. Yeah, John goes, Shining is overcovered. Let's go for more obscure, please. Well, I could be persuaded. I'll maybe put a vote to it. I think that's the way to do it. All right. Well, folks, there we go. You've had your review of The Night House. You've got your horror homework for next week, which is Mars Attacks. Don't say I don't do nothing for you, Distant Night. Tell you, the Aussie Menace, if it's Mr. GB or if it's Mr. The Distant Night, you know, the Aussie Menace, you always got to watch out for. Actually, you know, one quick thing, I'll just got to say it really quickly. Mentioning Mr. GB, he has the avatar of Anthony Stewart Head. Some very sad news about that lovely chap this week. I assume you caught that, TCG?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, that was a heartbreaker.
That was awful. Yeah, that was so sad, man. And it's like the third Buffy character, like actress.
Yeah.
You know, in the space of like a year or two, because obviously you had Michelle Trachtenberg last year. You've had
Nicholas Brendan.
Nicholas Brendan only a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
A few months ago.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's real sad. It is real sad. That was one of those ones where, you know, it just hits you a bit. You know, I was an absolute Buffy fanatic growing up.
Yep, same.
You know, my VHS tapes were worn to shreds. You know, I was an absolute fanatic, and so yeah, him passing, it's a sad one. So a massive R.I.P. to Anthony Stewart Head.
Massively so, and obviously like for his work as well in Jonathan Creek. He was
of course.
He was in Jonathan Creek for I think it was just the first season. I think it was. And then more recently, Ted Lasso as well. He played the chairman for West Ham. So
I never saw him in that. We covered him in.
He was great. He was
as well.
Great in Ted Lasso. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he played an asshole brilliantly. Like absolute cockwomble his character is, but just brilliant. Like such charm and charisma. Like Great
You
range.
know he'd be fantastic at a villain. You know
Oh,
he would be.
yeah.
Great. He'd have
One-
fantastic fun doing it.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Distant Knight selling a final super chat. I don't think
actually,
we're getting any mercy. He's doing it. He's committing us to it.
I mean, if it means anything, you know, we were talking about The Shining, obviously Jack Nicholson. He's in Mars Attacks, so
he is twice. So
twice.
Yes, he's in it twice.
God, I haven't seen this film in years.
I think we can have fun with that one, even if we give it the goosebumps treatment. No, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right. Well, we're past 10, so I'll let folks go. TCG, thank you so much for joining me. This was a really fun discussion.
Pleasure as always. Sorry for the lateness on account of that. Just not wanting to, just basically stopping the computer from booting up. Stupid
weirdest thing, eh?
Oh, honestly, I took the RAM out, I took the battery out of the motherboard. It was like, what the fuck is wrong with it? And it was like, beep. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay.
TCG out here reversing the polarity of the neutron flow just to try and
basically
on the stream. He's dedicated.
I wasn't 20 minutes late. I just traveled 20 minutes into the future.
Yeah. All right. Well, folks, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your generosity. Do like the stream if you have not already, and join us next week where we will be discussing Mars Attacks. And I am aiming this month to sneak you an extra commentary, a sneaky Saturday commentary. When will that be announced? Be announced when I can work out which Saturday I can do it, but it is on its way. Folks, thank you ever so much. Enjoy preparing for Mars Attacks. Enjoy your Friday. Join TCG's Gaming Emporium and watch him play some spooky games fairly soon after this.
Yeah, I'll need to get the stream set up. I'll take a quick break and then we'll be on. So it'll probably be about 11-ish maybe.
Get yourselves refreshed, folks.
Yes.
Get ready for a nice, chill, cozy, spooky game stream and have yourselves a wonderful Friday and a lovely weekend after that. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for the patience while I was away for 2 weeks. And don't
let it happen again.
Yeah.
Don't let it happen again.
I won't super nanny. All right. Cheers.
#Shield Gang. And we made it over